Hey guys, LevelWho here with a brand new Level Up mini-series dedicated to the chopper. This is a series designed to give people who know the basics of flying that little edge that separates good pilots from great pilots. This particular episode is dedicated to the chopper gunner's offensive capabilities, so let's get to it. Starting with the TV missile, the easiest and best tip I can give you is to bounce your TV missile into your target. Let's take a look at hitting your target directly. You can see here I'm lined up almost perfectly for the tank. I score a direct hit, and nothing. Just a poof and smoke. Let's take a look at bouncing the missile.
Reactive armor.
Now I call it bouncing because the missile used to look like it would actually bounce into the target. Basically, you're using the TV missile's splash damage to hurt the target instead of hitting it directly. You can see I'm about 5 meters in front of the target, and this time I get a vehicle disabled. Now some uneducated people seem to think that the TV missile's camera is somehow on top of the missile. But from these shots you can tell that if it were, I'd clearly blow up these jets. The key is to use the TV missile's splash damage to damage your target. This is true for infantry as well as vehicles. Make sure that you're about 5 or so meters in front of it, and you'll get a hit every time. You can actually use this tactic to your advantage if the tank is facing away from you. This particular tank is at an angle, but I'm still going to splash it right in front of him. You can see from this shot that the tank clearly has reactive armor, but I'm going to get the disable anyway because the splash damage splashes in front of the tank. Pretty cool, huh? So hitting ground targets is one thing, but what about a moving helicopter? The best advice I can give you is to try and shoot low and then pull your missile up into the chopper. Think of it like an uppercut. You want to aim so that the chopper is in between the bottom bar at all times. If you try to keep the chopper centered, you'll likely overshoot and then look like an idiot. It'll take some practice, but if you can use these bars as a guide, you'll be a lot more successful. Let's check that out again. I shoot low and then pull the missile up into the chopper, keeping the chopper centered in between the two bottom rectangles and the center crosshair target. You can also use the crosshairs as a reference point for helicopters that are moving side to side. You'll want to keep the helicopter just outside of your little rectangular target box. Let's check it out again. Notice as the helicopter moves, I keep him just barely outside of that box until I guide him all the way in for the kill. Even this isn't always perfect, but you know what? Just keep practicing, get over the bugs, and deal with it.
And you suck.
Let's talk a bit about the chopper's main gun. As you can see, it's actually particularly damaging against jets. 2 shots here takes this jet down to 78%. And this is true for both vehicles. Now what's interesting is that the Havoc actually does more damage to the Viper than the Viper does to the Havoc. You can tell this shot here actually does 7 damage, whereas the Viper shooting the Havoc only does 3 damage. Now this is only the case against other helicopters. Tank damage is the same for both vehicles. Now tank damage is actually very similar to RPG damage, in that if you shoot the back of a tank, you get more damage than, say, the front of the tank. In addition, shots at a steep angle do far less damage than shots at a more shallow angle. In other words, a shot directly to the side of the tank will do much more damage than some of these angled shots like you see here. Now I'm going to leave you with a preview of some of the topics I'm going to cover in next week's episode, as well as my gunner's explanation of a helicopter versus a jet. Check it out.
Helicopters are like porcupines. You have to make it like, like if an eagle wants to come eat a porcupine, he's going to have to, work for it. It doesn't. Porcupine's got, a small chance of maybe killing it, but. So, yeah, so, I was saying how 2 of my chickens died. What? Oh. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah. Little bird. Gosh, I'm at 1%, dude. I've got blood on my TV missile.
Ba bam bam ba dam bam.